Happy St. Patrick's Day! I am going to start by sharing a fun little St. Patrick's Day story. It's called Peep the Cat, the Great Leprechaun Chase. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and Pete's teacher, Mr. G, is teaching about leprechauns. The only time you can catch one is on St. Patrick's Day. A leprechaun will bring you good luck, Mr. G says. Now everyone in class wants a leprechaun. Pete gets a great idea. He will open a leprechaun catching business. St. Patrick's Day comes and Pete gathers some supplies. He hangs a sign above his stand. This will be easy, Pete thinks. Squirrel is Pete's first customer. I want a leprechaun, Squirrel says. I need good luck for my tent. Pete has a plan. He will follow a rainbow until he finds a leprechaun. Finally, Pete arrives at the end of the rainbow and finds Clover the leprechaun next to a pot of gold. Pete sneaks up behind Clover. But Clover's too fast. Do you think you could catch me so easily? He asks. Once there was a cat named Pete who thought nabbing some luck would be neat. Then he happened upon a smart leprechaun who he'll find quite tricky to beat. Clover disappears in a puff of green smoke. Pete will need a new plan. That afternoon, Gus visits Pete's lucky leprechaun catchers. I want a leprechaun, Gus says. I need good luck for my band recital. Pete says, I'll see what I can do. Pete plans to lure Clover out with his music. He plays a jaunty song on his guitar. Before long, Clover dances over to Pete. Just a little closer, Pete thinks. Suddenly, Clover starts spinning around Pete, and round Clover goes, faster and faster. Oh no, Clover wraps up Pete with the rope. Pete has finally met his match, a crafty leprechaun he just can't catch. He'll never win. He better give in or find something else to snatch. That evening, Callie visits Pete's lucky leprechaun catchers. I want a leprechaun, Callie says. I need good luck for my tennis match. Says Pete. St. Patrick's Day is almost over. There isn't much time left to catch a leprechaun, but Pete won't give up yet. Pete sets a trap for Clover. Before long, Clover tiptoes up to the trap and sniffs the air. I love candy, he whispers, peering under the box. Pete waits very quietly. Crash! Pete rushes over and checks underneath the trap, but it is empty. Clover skips away. Pete has tried many a plot, but still I haven't been caught. And isn't it dandy? I even got candy. Well, Pete ends up with squat. Pete has an idea. He follows the trail of spilled candy to Clover's secret hideout. Pete sneaks up behind Clover. Swoosh! Pete finally catches Clover. Why do you want me? Clover asks. I'm helping my friends who need some extra luck, Pete says. Luck doesn't come from having a leprechaun, says Clover. You and your friends have each other. That already makes you as lucky as can be. Could Clover be right? Pete is one very lucky cat. A lucky cat doesn't need a lucky leprechaun. He lets Clover go. Pete decides he will be the good luck his friends need by helping them out himself. Pete helps Squirrel study for his test. Squirrel aces it. Pete helps Gus rehearse for the recital. Gus rocks it. Pete helps Callie practice for her match. Callie wins it. Clover magically appears. Good job, Pete, says Clover. I have one more poem for you. While Clover played hide and seek, Pete learned something unique. The luck that you make beats luck that you take any old day of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, we're going to draw our own leprechaun. We don't have to do much catching to get this leprechaun other than drawing it. You'll need a plain piece of paper, a pencil, and a black crayon. If you don't have those things, you can pause your video and go and get them. And I we'll start with our first step. So first we're going to start by drawing our leprechaun's face. And I'm going to start with my black crayon so you can see it better. And you start with your pencil in case you need to erase. And I don't have my pause card, so I'll just put up my hand when you can pause the video. So we're going to start by drawing a half circle for our leprechaun's face. Somewhere in the middle of your paper, draw a half circle. Now draw a line on top of that half circle. And you're going to draw a line above it. This first. And then you're going to make kind of the top hat for the leprechaun. Lines above that. Then in the center, we're going to draw a square inside a square. So here's what it'll look like. A square. Inside a square. Now, starting at the hat, you're going to go all the way around, drawing curved lines. It's going to be like our leprechaun's beard. Now you're going to draw curved lines. Like that. And then we're going to give our leprechaun some arms. And let's give our leprechaun some hands. And in his shirt, we'll give him some buttons. So you can make some circles. And then you can choose to either leave the background and color it all in blue, or you can draw a rainbow behind your leprechaun. That's what I'm going to do. To draw your rainbow, you're going to draw some curved lines. I'll show you. So we'll start with that line here. So we'll have red. Orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now that you're done drawing your leprechaun, you're going to take your black crayon, go over those pencil lines with your black crayon. Then you get to color him in. You can choose to color him in with crayons, markers, or even watercolor paints if you wanted to. It's your choice. Oh, and we forgot to give our leprechaun a face. you can maybe go back and do that with your crayon, black crayon. Give them some eyes and a nose and a mouth. So I hope you had fun drawing your leprechaun.